Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very exciting episode of Rise of Nyarlathotep, our season 1 finale. What? Oh my god, we made it. Let's see if they can make it past it, though. But before we dive into what's going on here, let's just go around this table and we will introduce ourselves. I am Lucas, my pronouns are he, him, and I will be your GM for the evening. Ian.
Oh, geez. Hi, everybody. I'm Ian. I play Weary, who is a tiefling artificer, and there will always be a delay. I don't know why. It's just so hard to say those words together. I'm here, no spell slots, ready to rock. I have headphones now. That's a fun bit. And I'm wearing a shirt that I find to be enjoyable. It's got a lady skeleton on it. So that shirt will help me protect me from all of Lucas's harm being directed my way. I sure hope.
That's not true. Meg.
Hi. My name is Meg. Words are hard. Intro, not exit. I am playing our favorite socially anxious godling druid, Alora. We're both scared. I am small.
That's the right attitude. Jess.
Hi there, I'm Jess. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Glyph, everyone's favorite awkward automata robot. And their pronouns are they, them, and they have like 2 knives and nothing else going on, so it's gonna be great.
That's all you need when it comes to war against giant eldritch monsters. Eve.
Hello, I'm Eve, and I am playing TK37, the Goblin Super Soldier. And both the pronouns are she, her. I fully intend on killing this dragon tonight.
If you do, I will be very impressed. Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason, and I'm playing Kutok, the simply superb Plumerian bard, and we both go by he, him. And yeah, let's I think we'll find a way to kill the dragon. We always surprise Lucas somehow.
That's true. This is a very creative group, and I'm okay with this if you find a way. But before we dive into all this, the music and sound effects and people screaming in the background, like what was mentioned before we went live, is all given to you by Sirenscape. If you want people to scream you to sleep with the gentle yells of their vocal cords almost snapping, then hop on over to Sirenscape.com, where you can also enjoy this beautiful, beautiful melody. And we are sponsored by Roll20. If you want to defy space and time, defy God, and say, I will play tabletop games, no one can stop me, I am my own flesh bag, hop on over to Roll20. Sign up for free, get your game going for free, and there's fancy stuff. They got dice, they got games on there, they got everything you need. You could draw pictures of cats on there if that's what you want to use for your battle map, doesn't matter. Hop on there. Last time on this fun ride, our characters were in the middle of a giant war. Alora was a tree for a bit, spoke to another tree that was the world tree, then found out, whoa, these people who grew the mass, they gotta be put down too. Then burst out as a thunderbird, splitting from a tree, going into the air, flying over to the town of Greenest. The rest of the party was going, they were just blasting. They were fighting like crazy. They were taking out this giant eldritch dragon-like creature. And TK was just pushing a chainsaw into its chest and trying to pull out its guts with their mind. And Weary and Glyph were trying to provide some support. They were throwing acid off a ledge. We were doing some cooking with Weary. And we had the saddest balloon falling down that Glyph managed to reel on in. Kratok went off to church. It wasn't Sunday, but decided it was a good day anyways to go off and do it. It was surrounded by this giant bubble of light. Went on in, used the subdual version of the We're Sorry series shotgun. That's a tongue twister. Fired it through a glass window and hopped on in there. Got all the parishioners to help them go below, because it turns out there's some crypts there, because they found out they need a hammer to build Darkblade. So then we have everyone fighting like mad. TK decides, I'm gonna call on Varkashka, the demigod of war and destruction. Watch me bring this fool down. Varkashka hears it and comes on over to watch the show. Lifting out of the blood, creating a throne of bodies, now sitting patiently watching. Meanwhile, Laura was taking out all the night gaunts. It was raining night gaunts. And just as Alora was dipping below the clouds, looks over, sees this giant war balloon coming their way, one they recognize with Lady Bywood, who yells at Chambers over a microphone. And there is another group that's coming towards, a group of 3 that they had run into before. There's the Bane Troll Zerchul. There is Chip, the very large, grotesque humanoid creature that once was just a man who loved fantasy baseball. And there is Bonesaw, a troll minotaur skeleton hybrid with chainsaws for hands. And they were coming in hot. And they looked to the north, and there was a number of other people riding on spider horses, being followed by all these cleansers that got called in. So the cavalry's coming. They're coming to help out. They're coming in from the north. So you were all seeing this happen. Gratok was very unaware inside this crypt. As the light was starting to flicker around this church, Gratok saw this giant hammer, the hammer they were looking for. It had one face, was this smiling, laughing face. The other side was a screaming face. And the hilt of this hammer, or handle, or whatever you call it, was a giant bone. And as Gratok picked it up, Darkblade screamed yes, and that's where we left off. Just give me a second. All right, so we are back. So you all are seeing this, for the most part, go down. You, Alora, you are coming below the clouds. You're still in this massive Thunderbird form. You see this war balloon coming in. You hear this just angry woman yelling over a speaker system. And you do see the other forces coming from the north and south. What would you like to do?
I guess metagaming real quick. How long do I have until I am no longer a bird?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. 16 let's do 18.
18. So you feel like you have a couple minutes, maybe 2 or 3, before this energy is going to start to drain fast.
I'm gonna do a thing. I completely forgot my Thunderbird sheet. Give me one second. I'm gonna do a zappy thing. I just gotta look it back up. Okay, there we go. I guess let me do one last thunder wave before I land. So kind of just thunder wave and then like tuck and roll.
Where do you want to land? If we look over at this wonderful map on Roll20, you see that there's this keep here. That's where most of the party is. You know that this part of the wall and this part of the wall are destroyed from a giant acid beam. You have Weary and Glyph that are in there, kind of like on this. They're more on the wall rather than the destroyed tower. TK is actually on this giant creature using a chainsaw. And so you are flying above, so you can really land anywhere you want. The creatures are starting to pour into there, but you see that Weary and Glyph are on the wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of bulldoze my way in and like across the that corner going into that area.
Sure. Kind of like through there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're coming in hot. You have like this thunder and energy is rippling around you. You feel very strong as you're just going in quick, and then it just knocks out from you this wave. You see some Dwarvens are just exploding. Some are flying back. Some bouncing into one another. The odd guard is getting hit by this shockwave as they're like either falling into the crowd of the Dwarvens or falling back to the other guards. And you are transforming, and then we're basically watching the front cover of an Animorphs book as Alora is being transformed back into the godling self, and you tumble and roll just reorienting yourself. And listeners, you might understand this feeling well, but going from a giant flying magical bird to a magical human person, it's a bit disorienting. So you just kind of take a minute to do a few steps as you're looking around. TK, Glyph, and Weary, what's going on with you?
How close did Alora land to us?
Probably like 25, 30 feet away, just like in this courtyard. You could see where Alora is. Alora very much cleared the path when they came down.
Okay. The last thing I did was throw a knife into the dragon's face, basically disabling anything it could do with its mouth or teeth. I want to turn the volume up on my voice and yell to Alora to let her know where we are, or let them know, because I don't know if they saw us while they were de-anamorphing.
Sure. So
I'm just like, Alora, we are up here.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of just dove straight past as you were doing that, but I definitely was like, what?
What? Hello?
Who is that?
Yeah. It's like, oh! And then just tuck and roll.
Glyph, all of you hear over this speaker. Chambers! Chambers, I heard you! Where are you, you son of a bitch?
Oh no. How far away is the airship?
So it's just out of sight of this, so it's very close. It's coming in fast. You see that there's a newly repaired like jet engine kind of thing, and one that's working fine, and it's just like bustling towards where you all are.
So that machine, right? It's like a big Magitech like blimp situation, right?
Definitely, yeah.
If there's one thing Weary is good at, it's one, putting their foot in their mouth, but also it's accidentally or on purpose breaking things using alchemy. And the jump spell is still on me, I think. Mm-hmm. Is it close enough that I can jump into like one of the side doors and like start doing some sabotage?
I wouldn't say it's close enough yet. Like, for instance, like as far as like reference on this map goes, to give you kind of an idea of space, like where you are here on this wall, where Alora is, think of that like 30 feet, and the blimp itself is kind of like off to the side here, just like starting to come into this region.
All right. I will keep that in mind as it gets closer. But in the meantime, Weary is going to take out the experimental elixir, because as far as I know, I don't think I've rolled mine yet. At least not today. I used a different one earlier, like when we were being chased. All right, so I rolled. Yeah. So it's random every time.
Okay.
And I rolled a 6, which is the transformation one, similar to the one that turned TK into a fish person.
Nice.
I think Weir's gonna drink it, and instead of fish and swimming speed, it's the alter self spell. So I'm going to go with basically I'm gonna go with like the climbing claws. So like give myself climbing speed equal to my movement. And it's like I take out the bottle and I mix in some like ingredients, and it like poofs some smoke, and it turns into like almost like a chocolatey brown color. And it smells awfully like dog, like wet dog. And where it kind of gives it a sniff, I was like, oh, that one's similar but different. That's fun. And Weir's gonna down it, and I'm gonna get natural weapons. At least I think. Oh, it's only for swimming. The natural weapons are just you know what? I'll use the claws to help myself stick onto the blimp, so that's fine. So I'm going to use the natural weapons part of Alter Self. So my fingers are going to turn into like claws. I'm going to get like sharp point. Like Weir already has little fangs, but they become sharper. The horns become more pronounced. And just overall, like I have magical claws now that can do magic damage.
I
And
can't
based on
make.
a sharp tiefling, I can go off of my dex for those.
I can't. For some reason, it won't drag any of the blimp images I have onto this map, but it will drag the jellyfish. So this jellyfish is a blimp. You hear that,
I
listeners?
believe you.
We have a jellyfish blimp. It's real. It exists.
It's
this
canon.
is what Lady Bywood wanted. She wanted a jellyfish blimp because it
The
was
pinnacle
fashion.
of design.
Was my doodle not good enough for you?
Well, I have to be able to move it.
You can move doodles.
Put it in the doodle.
Yeah.
I'm imagining Glyph like drew their sword, is all prepared, and there's monsters all around us on the ground and climbing up the walls, and like, Weary, stay behind me, and then they kind of look, and Weary's grown fangs and claws
Yeah.
and spikes.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm fine.
Oh, good.
Just like
Yeah,
the end
I
of
think-
Troll Hunters.
Yeah, it's just like the end of Troll Hunters. That thing I definitely know about.
Weary, I've always admired your resourcefulness.
It comes from a lack of caution.
Speaking of lack of caution, what's going on with TK?
Don't
Okay.
like that transition.
So PK, she's still sawing away, and like this righteous fury that's all over her. It's getting to her that this isn't enough. So she just takes the chainsaw and like tosses it aside. It's just getting in her way at this point. So she tosses it aside, conveniently just like pins into the wall in between Weary and Glyph. Just sticks right in between them while they're looking at each other there. And she takes out her final health potion. She downs that real quick, and then just says, "I'm going in." And yeah, she's going to start clawing her way into that hole that she made.
I like it. Roll me. What the hell do you roll to enter? Okay. Let's just do an athletics. You're really trying to give it your all?
I'm pretty good at athletics. Yeah, that'd be a 19.
So you just rip this open and you go in and this creature's eyes bulge because it wasn't expecting that. That's not what's supposed to happen here. And so now its eyes are bulged. It's trying to like claw at you as it's coming through, but it's also hurting itself, like trying to get at you. So TK, you go in. And so the four of you are getting ready as these forces are all moving in. And we go over to Kratok. Kratok, you are staring at this massive hammer. And you just hear Darkblade going, "Yes! Yes! We can finally do it! This is so sweet!"
So how large is this hammer actually? Like, is it of a
It's like a
size
mall.
that Kratok
It's
can...
massive.
So he couldn't really conceal it in his jacket, could he?
No, you'll be carrying it.
Alright,
you could
so-
hold it with your like bird feet while you're flying.
Are there any of the like church people around in the basement here?
Oh yeah,
Or are they
there's
far away?
the priest is there. There's a few parishioners came down here to see like what's going on. Maybe we can hide down here.
Kratok's just gonna kind of yell out. Does anyone have a bag of holding? Like, I'll buy it from you. It's gonna be hard to carry this hammer without one.
But no, what? Mostly like farmers here, and a bag of holding that's expensive.
Yeah, okay, fine.
We can maybe we can make a strap to put on your back to hold this hammer.
How long would that take?
2 minutes.
All right, let's do it.
So we have a crafting montage. Like they just take this one scroll of items and they roll it out this leather-bound case, and we see crafting scissors, we see washi tape, we see it all. No, so they just start gathering. Like they're taking these strips of leather, they're tying it around. They're just making sure this isn't gonna fall off and just plummet onto some poor soldier or citizen, and they're making sure that it's fairly secure, but it's very ramshackle. So if something hits you really hard, there's a chance that it's gonna go flying.
All right, well, I guess I'm off now. Thanks for your help, everyone.
Are we safe now?
Well, it'll take some time. I gotta get back to another place, and we gotta probably fight some stuff, but we'll do our best.
Oh god! Everyone to the basement! Come on, it's not over yet. So now you get past them, but like you see, everyone is funneling down into this crypt.
Is that head priest still there somewhere, or whoever?
They're just gathering. They're sending people down. They're going to be the last one to go down.
I'm gonna wait for that person, and then I'm gonna press like 5 gold in their palm. That's for the window.
That's fine. Okay, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the thought.
And Katak heads on out.
So they go down the set of stairs themselves, sealing it up behind them. You see these creatures are getting closer and closer. There used to be like a 5 or 10 foot space between the walls of this church and all the creatures trying to press in, but it definitely has shrunk by about half the amount. Still enough room for you to take off, but it's concerning to say the least. So, Kratok, you start taking off towards the rest of your companions. The rest of all of you. Let's just go back with a similar order while Kratok's on his way. So, Alora, you are in this courtyard. You see where Weary and Glyph are. Just as they were yelling down to you and you were orienting yourself, you watch the chainsaw sword just slams between the two of them and they look down quickly.
Let's see, what do I want to do? There's all the world of possibility and way too many enemies around me. Let's see, which wall was it that's like torn or like busted?
So you see that there is a portion of the like northern wall that's busted, and then kind of around the area that you came through as well to the south is busted. So this southern area, you managed to push everyone away from it at for the time being, but they're starting to surge back.
Okay. What I want to do is we're gonna actually I'm gonna take some of the like rubble that's there, and as I'm like gathering them up, I'm sort of just like enchanting it and doing casting magic stone. And then I'm just gonna turn around and basically like throw, just start launching them over towards the baddie. Where is it? There's one specific one. Mostly towards this guy, the big one.
Okay, yeah. So these ones, they're like 6-legged, they're like lurching forward. There's like 3 sections to this bloated body as they're lobbing these globs of acid. And so you just start hurling these rocks. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
And 17?
Right on. So they're just, it's opening its mouth, and this rock just comes out of nowhere, hitting it in the side of the head. Its head turns off to the side. This acid shoots out, melting a dwarven and cultist into a strange, horrific puddle as they just collapse down to the ground, and it just kind of looks down at them a little bit curiously and like touching at its head. And so you're managing to divert its attacks for the moment. And so there are still soldiers in this keep that are trying to defend it, and they're doing their best, but they're very much outgunned.
Yeah.
So
the big guy is gonna take 8 damage.
Awesome. So
just gonna
Weary
keep
and
eating stones.
Glyph.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So noticing, I know you gave the fun narration and everything. Did we actually see that the Trevitha magic punch gang is coming, or was that
Just
in
Allura.
narration?
So
Oh, okay, just Allura. Okay, so I don't know yet. Yeah, no, I think since we're basically surrounded, and TK's getting in there, Weary is going to get ready for a jump and grabs the chainsaw sword and looks at it and thinks for a minute. I mean, mechanically, I know how it works. Did you want this, Glyph? Did you? It looks like TK, and it cut to TK getting in there. It's I think TK's a little busy.
You know how to use that.
No, but I'm gonna try. I'm doing a lot of new things today. I drank my own potions. I've been throwing acid half-assedly at things. It's a long day. Like I said, pure adrenaline. The moment this runs out, I'm going to burst into just tears.
I think you can do it.
All right, cool. And Weary straps the now holding on to
very
the jump
heavy.
spell. Yeah, it's Weary sinks a little bit from the weight on their back. It's okay, wow, TK is strong. Okay, and having a jump spell from my own spell casting and the alter self from my potion, I prepare myself for a very probably not well thought out sabotage plan, because I don't want to have to deal with nightmare capitalists and a blimp.
definitely.
I can try to distract them. I have a plan. And I say, I will distract them, and I'm gonna run, basically, away from Weary, but at an angle where basically, hopefully, if this works, the ship will turn towards me, and Weary will have a shot at the side instead of straight on. And as I'm running, I pull my my cloak down a bit, my scarf up a little. Well, first, I reach into my bag and I want to pull out the mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to put it on over my white geometric face. And I want to try to make it look like the cybernetic mask.
So, it's gross, to say the least.
It's gross.
You know what, I'll go ahead and hold this up. So for anyone first time, whenever we have this Mind Flare Funko coming up, that means that I'm going to dive a little more into body horror, because I want to get more gross than usual. But when I bring the Funko down, that means that I'm done, and I'll give a quick TLDR on what just went down. I'll give you a second if you want to mute this or whatever you want to do. So, you take this flesh, and it's like skin. And you put it on, but the worst part is that every time you move it, it stays, and you could just it's rigid but soft, so it's gross. You're trying to form this around, and then you start opening up these eye holes, and you can feel your little connectors in the back connecting forward, and it's connecting to all this skin, and you feel it going to the sides, and now you can actually feel a face. It's the first time you've ever felt a face, and you can feel the wind hitting your skin. You can feel the droplets of acid that spray your way, and it actually kind of hurts. So you have this face for the first time, and it's skin. It's not alabaster, so if somebody was up close, they would see it. And so you now are wearing a replica of this alabaster mask, the cybernetic mask.
Yes. Okay, and with that, and with my hood and mask, I run, like I said, and I turn up the volume on my voice again, and I yell, Arabella! We have unfinished business!
You little shit! take that mask off right now and give me it!
No!
What? Yet I command you, Chambers, take the mask off and bring it to me!
I take commands from no one!
See, this is the problem. You just let people have fun. Chambers! I commit. Run your update program now. C34.
Chambers, make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. Oh, that's gonna be a 12. We have some inspo in the pot.
I mean, it's up to you how you want this
Y'all
to go.
cool with that? I'm gonna use one because I don't want to default here and go to factory settings. So that's worse. Great. That was
Hell
a
yeah.
5. Oh no.
So you are very much in control at the moment. I think your body starts twisting as you feel you've lost control of your one arm. And the arm goes up and grabs at the mistake and starts peeling it off, and you just hear,
I'm afraid that the side that we're on is a losing one. I believe that we should do the intelligent thing and side with the enemy for now, for an increased chance of survival.
Absolutely not.
You're not in control of this decision. I have been granted full permissions.
I am in charge of most of this decision. And I want to, push away my own hand.
so you're pushing away your hand. This hand is locked down on the mistake. The mistake is peeling off. You can hear
no.
going,
What the hell is? What are they doing? Chambers, stop it! Stop it! No, down!
as you're trying to peel this mask off. And Weary, I imagine at this time you are gonna try to jump on there.
Yeah. Oh wait, I might be muted still, huh?
No, you're good.
No, I'm not. I forget sometimes. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for it. And just to make sure, and this is a thing I haven't done in a long time, I'm gonna channel, because tieflings in Lucas's world have connections to dragons. I'm gonna channel my dragon spirit connection situation to give myself advantage on strength stuff. So my eyes flash they develop pupils where there were no pupils before, and there's a sort of thin sort of lines of gold that kind of crisscross Weary's skin and kind of match up with where all the tattoos are. And Weary is gonna take a huge magically jump enforced leap onto the actual blimp to get into one of the side entrances.
All right, roll me that athletics or acrobatics, whichever you'd like to do.
I got an 18.
So you leap, and always with the jump spell, it's very alarming at first. You're like, oh, this is a lot. And you're going up, you have this chainsaw sword with you, and you're sailing through the air, and you manage to land on the deck of this massive war balloon. You see there are a number of people who are getting cannons ready, starting to turn them towards the keep. They haven't recognized you yet, but Chambers, or Cliff, where you are right now, the mistake is being pulled off of you, but it's very much distracting Lady Bywood. She's yelling over the area. You start to see something as it's being pulled off. There is these flashes of everyone screaming, and you're not looking through your eyes. You're looking through the eyes of this being as they're holding up their hands, and you see yourself in some very fine looking Bywood and Bywood armor as you have the dark blade above you and you bring it down into this being's chest, and they're trying to push away. Their hands are burning and they're clawing at you, and you're just pressing it further and further into them. And then you're back.
Oh my. I had my back to the airship through all that, so I keep running.
let's go to TK. TK, it's gross in here. Your little feet are kicking out as you're pushing yourself inward.
Yeah, I'm picturing it like the air duct scene in Die Hard. One arm in front of the other, her thumbs lit up with bioluminescence. Go to green, as they said. It'll be a blast. And yeah, once I start getting far enough in, I want to start ideally looking for the heart.
I like it. Roll me an investigation.
Hey, not super great at those. This might come as a bit of a surprise. TK's not that smart. I'm gonna use an inspiration because that's a 3. Please give me something good here. No, that's a 7.
Nice. See, the inspiration's been helping you so much. We finally made it to the finale. And you have no power here. So you're dieharding through this creature as you're crawling forward in your own Christmas movie. You come across some large organ. You're not sure what it is, but it's pushing. Oh, did we freeze for a second? Yes, we did. Why? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, we're back. So this organ, it's pushing back at you, and it's moving, and so you can tell that it's not just a part of the membrane anymore. You're at some sort of organ.
Yeah. In that case, I want to just brain grab it and rip at it, even if it's not like with the heart. That could still be important.
Yeah, you never know. Why don't you roll to manipulate your powers?
See, now that's more like what I'm talking about. There'll be a 19.
So you see, like, as you're pulling forward, there's this like membrane of skin. You're tearing it, and you're seeing little cracks that are starting to pull away. And this liquid is starting to come towards you. And you don't have a lot of wiggle room as this liquid splashes at you. And it hurts. It hurts a lot.
Ruptured that belly. Well, I guess I did just flood it with its own belly acid.
Yeah, it definitely is hurting a lot right now to the creature as well. But you take 6 points of acid damage as you get splashed in the face, and it burns.
Ow.
And you all see as this creature is just like, it starts moving weird as it's flying in the air, and it's reaching down at its abdomen. And it takes one hand, and you watch as one of the nails grow long, and it just stabs right into itself. But we already had someone that's given this monster disadvantage. So, let's see what happens. Yeah. Everything's coming up Lucas today. So I got a natural 20 and a 17 on the dice with disadvantage.
Shit.
So this nail comes right through, and there's blood of this creature is raining down on Dorvins and cultists below, sending them into a fervor. And TK, you feel as pretty much a spear has pierced you, and you take another 7 points of damage as this nail comes and goes like right through one of your legs. This acid is coming out from the front. This nail stabs into your leg and is like trying to pull you out.
Well, I'm glad I used that potion.
Well, we have Kratok. You're flying in. You see this creature stabbing itself in the stomach, and you see you saw like a little figure of Weary jump up and land onto this air balloon. You see Alora is slinging stones at these creatures as they're trying to pour in, and Glyph is fighting themselves. But you do see the blade of the Dark Blade and the hilt are with Glyph.
Oh, shit. So as Kurtok's flying and he spots Glyph, he's going to wave a wing at Glyph and cast message and send the message. Glyph, I'm coming in for a landing. Be ready. Pull that stuff out. We got to put this thing together ASAP. We got business to do.
Can I respond to message, or is that just sending?
I think you can make a quick response.
I think it's like a sentence you can say back.
Oh.
Yeah, you can reply.
Okay. Can do! And I'll start with my free hand. I will rip the sheath and blade off my back. Right hand can't know what my left hand is doing.
Don't give it to that bird. That bird doesn't know what they're doing. We should just side with Lady Bywood. You're being a reckless fool.
I have neglected you. I apologize for that. Because we are the same, but I feel like we're not on the same page right now. And we are not going back to Lady Bywood. You know what she made us do.
A little bit of murder compared to being torn apart by an army of monsters is okay with me.
Then we are not the same. And I've been here longer. Can I, like, firewall them? Like, I was able to shove past them last time. Can I try to basically do that again and overpower them?
Yes, but you'll be at disadvantage because currently you failed the previous check.
Oh, I did fail.
That's given them permissions.
Well, it can't hurt to try. And with my other hand, I am still pulling all the stuff out. That is I don't remember what that roll was. Was it insight? Insight.
Yeah.
That's a 14.
So you're starting to slowly shut off their functions, but it's going to take a minute to really completely isolate them.
Okay.
We'll go to Alora. So Alora, you watched as Weary leapt up, jumping onto this giant war blimp. You see as this creature is stabbing itself in the air. You can see Glyph fighting themselves, and you can now spot, since there's the only other creature flying currently is the giant eldritch dragonish monster. You do spot like a hammer glinting in the light as it's coming closer and closer to the group.
I have ideas and now they're just gone. I think what I want to do is I'm actually gonna end up casting, or not casting, but like, how close is that blimp? Where is Roll20? Too many tabs. There we go. Okay, the blimp is right there. Okay, so how far would the blimp actually be from me?
It's getting close because they want to try to let people jump out. So I would say 60, 70 feet.
Darn. Okay. Actually, that works perfectly. Okay. I'm gonna end up doing like a fun little like fan spin basically with the staff and just with that like throwing out ice knife with the ice knife that I have towards the blimp.
Okay.
Pop it again. So the blimp needs to make a dexterity save.
I don't know what I would add.
I'm not sure how well that works, but
Well, I don't think I passed anyways because I rolled quite low.
okay. So with that, let me minimize windows are never fun. There we go. Okay, so I need to ooh, it's a D10. Okay, math, dice. E for a 10 plus. Oh, it's just a 10. Okay, cool. Yeah. So hit 10 damage.
So you take this ice knife, you fling it forward. You do see it sail up and hit at the blimp. It's too far away to really tell how much you've done to it, but you definitely hit at the blimp. So, but through Weary's eyes, you land on this blimp. You kind of roll. You're ready. You hear the sound of something go like, and then just like something hit on the other side of this large balloon, and you hear people yelling, going, "Patch it up! Patch it up!"
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna like flip my staff the other way and have it create a flame blade.
Oh, cool. So this blade of flame erupts and just illuminates this area. Looking down, you see a lot of soldiers have been hit by this acid and stuff that's been firing out. So this courtyard is a pretty grisly scene as now these monsters are starting to flood into the courtyard. So you're there. There's a few other soldiers who are picking up swords, spears, and the group of you are creating this makeshift line as these monsters are flooding inward. And Weary, you are on top of the deck of this balloon. You have the chainsaw sword in hand. That people haven't really noticed you yet. Weary.
Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm reading over my character sheet.
Okay.
All right. So give me a rundown. They're like running around, patching stuff up.
So think of this
is
like.
there anything?
So the deck of this, it's like you have a large main cabin that's sticking out of the deck itself. You have an area where you see like fires being shot up into more of the balloon of itself, and it's inside this enclosure. You see that there are cannons along the side that people are running to and manning. A few of them have been damaged previously, but they're getting a few of these operational. You do see the cabin that's like up top. You can see kind of like the controls as people are. There's like steering wheels there, number of switches and all that kind of stuff in there. And you see a very angry woman with blonde hair wearing this suit of interlocking plates. And she's yelling into this microphone, pointing forward.
All right. Weary looks at Pesca, who flew up with them. Looks at the chainsaw sword. Looks at Pesca. Looks at the chainsaw sword. Looks at the big like space that shoots heat up into the balloon. Looks back at Pesca. Looks back at the sword. Looks over at the scary lady with the interlocking armor. How far away is she from the thing that shoots up fire?
Well, she's in the cabin that's in like in a separate little area, so probably 20 feet, maybe 30.
It's too far away. Ooh, I have an idea. I reach into my alchemist supplies, and I use my magical tinkering with one of my masks that I made for Glyph. Which probably there's going to be one that looks similar to the old one, because Weary was probably working on one before, not knowing that the mask was secretly super evil, and is gonna quickly add magical tinkering to make it like appear ominous, like weird like vibes come off of it, basically.
Okay.
And I'm going to, while this is happening, I'm also going to attach the chainsaw sword to Pesca, and I'm gonna strap it to my back. Kind of like, you know how like Boba Fett's backpack works, where it's like the missile on the top, like shooting upward? Pesca's gonna be strapped to my back like that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have the mask in one hand, and the Pesca rocket chainsaw in the back. And I'm going to step forward with the mask into the center of the thing and yell, "So you must be the rich lady!"
she whips around, looking over at you, Weary, and her eyes narrow, and she goes, and she walks on over, opens up one of the windows. So you must be the tiefling Weary!
Oh, cool, you know my name. Do you know what this is? And I hold up something that looks remarkably like the mask.
Let's see how she's doing. Where did you get that?
Well, funny thing, I wanted to hand it to you directly, but I don't think I'll fit what with the whole, like, and I point at my own body that has been, like, warded up, basically. I don't think I'll fit through the door, so you're probably gonna have to come out here, and I can do the whole thing, and you can give me a promotion in your, what was it, Bywood company? And I'm fine with rolling deception for this.
She stares at you and goes, request denied! And she pulls out this pistol and fires it at you. What's your AC?
My AC is 17.
Alright. So you take 11 points of damage as this force blast comes. It hits you right in the chest. She goes, that usually kills the interns. Congratulations, you wouldn't have been an intern.
Awesome! And I cough up a little bit of blood. But this has been fun, and I walk, and I still have my back to the fire thing, but I'm like, my back is to it, and I'm gonna hold it behind me, like I'm getting ready to toss it into the fire and the balloon.
She looks at you and says, you think that would destroy one of those? Wait a minute.
Can I stop?
Why aren't you wearing it?
And I stop and I laugh a little bit. And I go, why? Would it worry you if I put it on?
And she nods to a few individuals and says, no, I would love to see it. And you see that people on this ship are starting to, you have some coming in on your left side, some coming in on your right side. They have these full uniforms on, very fashionable military kind of style. Like they put too much work into these. They're really going to get messed up in combat, but they all have these complete visors. You can't see any of their faces, and they're all wearing black gloves.
All right. This is not how I wanted it to go, but I'm going to use my telekinetic ability to try to pull her, like, flying out of the window.
Okay.
That's going to be my bonus action, because I want my other action to be a different thing.
How much weight can you lift with that?
It says a medium creature.
Okay.
Or,
what kind of
one creature... Oh, they just have to succeed a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Or I just want to fling her out of the window.
So you go to fling her, and she jolts forward a bit, but stops, and then rights herself back going, what the hell was that? You didn't tell me that the tiefling can move things with their mind. You said that was the goblin one.
None of this
Which
is
one
working
are
like
you?
I
Are you
wanted
the
it to.
TK-37?
Nope. But this is what TK would do, and I pull the ripcord on Pesca and send it shooting out into the actual balloon. So now it's Pesca chainsaw mode, flying directly into the balloon, on fire, bouncing around, hitting all of the heat, poking a bunch of holes in it. And then I'm going to take the mask and put it on and wait for a reaction.
All right. So first, just roll me, I guess, a ranged attack with the Pesca module.
Sure. Thank you for allowing me to attach literally everything to Pesca, I guess.
You know what? It makes it fun.
All right, that's a 12. Do we have inspiration in the pool?
We do. Everyone's been just pulling it in.
All right, cool. Much better. I got a 15.
This Pesca flies up, this chainsaw blade igniting, and starts hitting around. The gases inside this air balloon are immediately igniting. You put on this mask to look at her reaction, but instead I need a dexterity saving throw from you, as balloon above you is about to explode.
Cool. I got a 14.
So her reaction is, fuck! So she's watching this about to happen. So she steps back. This plate armor, suddenly this helmet forms up and a visor goes down as the explosion sends her backwards. And you all see from outside this balloon, the balloon itself just, smacked my mic. The balloon itself ignites upwards and explodes. And just this shockwave goes out as this ship is coming down on the keep. And it's on fire. Oh, the humanity. And Weary, you were just below the blast, so it is sending you flying off of the ship. Thankfully, the ship has been coming down progressively to have people jump off of it, so it's not as big of a fall. Your dexterity saving throw was good enough to allow you to try to make the trajectory at least not into a pile of Dwarvens, but more into a pile of soldiers. So you are going hurtling down. You take another 7 points of damage.
Ooh, okay. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You slam onto the wall, bounce a couple times. This giant flaming ship is coming downwards. Alora and Glyph, you look up as it's just careening down. Alora, you have enough time for basically a turn as the ship is coming towards you on fire.
Oh shit. Okay. That was not what I wanted to have happen. Thanks a lot.
So what would TK do?
Right?
That's our next merch.
That's gonna be our next t-shirt, yeah. Crap. Okay.
Definitely a chainsaw on that one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a finale if we didn't blow
Run
something out.
straight through it.
Violence.
I'm gonna mold Earth and just kind of panic, lift up a giant wall of dirt, and hope for the best.
That's a good plan as any. You create your own barrier.
Yeah, I tried. Like, I kind of just try to like raise anything to protect us, basically, and just kind of keep like pushing it and just like. It's like drawing lines in the sand or like splitting a room in half kind of thing, like your half, my half, and I just keep drawing the line backwards as I'm like running out of the way. So it just keeps like raising up various lines.
The ship's coming, it's sailing down, other soldiers are scrambling out of the way. You're moving back progressively more and more towards this tower. This ship is about to crash. Meanwhile, inside the stomach, abdomen, stomach region, TK, you got stabbed through the leg, and this thing is trying to pull you out with its finger. Roll me a strength saving throw.
I am. There we go. Oh, that is a 19 on the dice, so that'll be a 24.
So you are holding on. So it pulls you out, and it goes to like flick you away, but you are clung to the finger for dear life as you're just wide-eyed, covered in bile, covered in gore, holding on to this long nail-in finger, staring up, just looking at this creature as it's looking down at you, just not expecting any of this. Your eyes travel off to the side as you see Varkoshka. They're leaning forward now, both hands, as they're just immensely enjoying this. Now seeing this giant flaming blimp coming down to crash on a keep, and they're just nodding with approval as this is all happening. But when you see Varkoshka, you are filled with just this blood rage.
Ooh, I clicked a bunch of things, and a lot of things just happened. There we go. It certainly changes my plans. Okay, so I'm outside of it, and am I still pinned on the claw?
You got your leg off. You rolled high enough.
Okay. But I'm still holding on to the claw. Got it.
Yeah.
What kind of roll would I have to launch this thing's claw into its face? With me still on it, ideally.
Mm-hmm. A good one. I'll start with that. You're gonna be manipulating your powers. You're gonna have to do well.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. It'll be at 18. I wanna use an inspiration. $23.
It's a good thing you use that inspiration. This thing, it feels its hand lurching and it pulls it back, and then it launches forward even more. You stab right into the side of its beak and tentacles as it roars out. This finger and nail go right through, and it's roaring out. This blood is sprinkling down into the Dwarvens, making them more excited. And you're holding on to this claw. You're holding on to like these fingers and like grabbing onto the face. And you can hear as this spell, this thaumaturgy spell, is cast, and some people coming in from the southern area.
Tiffany! Tiffany! You thought that you could escape. But no, I'm inescapable. The game has only just begun. Where is that damn camera?
As TK's climbing onto the monster's head, she just like points a hand into the vague direction and screams at the top of her lungs, "I will get to you next!"
No!
So yeah, that's what TK's up to. She's riding the head, and I plan on trying to pull this thing's hand directly through its brain.
So you're just like pushing forward. We go to Kratok and Glyph. Kratok, you make it to where Glyph is. Where Glyph is, it's almost like two kids like slapping at each other with the hands, but it's just one person.
Glyph, what's going on? I told you to take those pieces out. We have to do this now.
I'm trying. I have been compromised.
Is there a physical override? I'll do this myself if I have to.
Just take the sheath and blade.
Hell yeah. Do it, Kratok.
Alright, well, as long as Glyph is... is the one still stored in, like, your chest or something, or...?
No, they were just on my back, so you can just take them.
I'm just gonna take them.
And I will do everything I can to keep me from stopping him.
Alright.
Alright, Glyph, make me an athletics check.
Huh. 15?
It's weird putting yourself in a hold, but you're doing it. And you're holding yourself back while you're trying to shut down more and more of the permissions that have been granted to update. As you're just holding yourself back, you're watching Kratok assemble the pieces. Kratok, you hear Darkblade.
Alright, so, now what you need to do, look into your heart. You see that darkness. It's there, lurking, growing, smoldering. Just think to yourself, what am I doing? Am I a god? Am I a man? No, you're neither. You're turning into Darkblade. Smash this shit!
And you have this maul in your hands, and the pieces of the Darkblade are below you.
Kratok does everything in his power to like pull that hammer back behind his head and just whack the pieces of the blade with it.
So Kratok, you lift this hammer up, and these storm clouds start forming over the area as if it wasn't bad enough. They start circling. This blood-red sky has been already encompassed by storm clouds from Allura Thunderbird, and now you're starting to swirl them about. You bring this hammer down onto the blade near the hilt, and as you hit it down, this memory flashes through your mind of you sitting at a desk You are flicking a little talisman as you're bored looking at a number of plans for this city, and it has a smiling face, a screaming face, a smiling face, a screaming face. As you spin it, you lift up, you bring this down, and each time the hammer hits, these lightning strikes just crackle and hit down to the ground. Rakashka actually sits up and is looking over where Kratok is. You are swinging this hammer of creation down again and again and again on this blade. This energy is rippling out, and creatures are just going into a frenzy. Kratok, you keep seeing things. There's this massive being composed of steel. Their face is this banded metal mask, these two glowing green eyes, as they have this hammer, and you're watching them forge this blade. And you look down at this blade as you start swinging, and you're seeing this desert as it's just sprawling outwards. This being has this massive forge as they're crafting these different legendary weapons, and you feel this power go through you. Glyph, you look over, you and Update stop what you're doing. Kratok's eyes are glowing completely white as this hammer is coming down. This black energy keeps flowing off Kratok as he is just hitting this blade. And that's when the blimp comes down. The blimp is crashing through wall after wall after wall that Alora has set up, slowing down this just murderous descent. People are getting flung, crushed, creatures are screaming as just this giant flaming wreckage has smashed through an entire section of the wall. Alora, you are bringing up wall after wall after wall as it's smashing through them. You find your back hits to a keep as the front of this ship stops. Mere inches away from your nose, this spiked tip is just looking at you as you're looking at it, and the ship just starts to slowly lean off to the side.
Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna just as a question, like, can we all see Mr. Demigod?
You saw the demigod, beforehand. Right now, there's a wall between you and the demigod, though you can see the flames and red glow. You do see Kratok going ham on this hammer.
Okay. Oh crap. I'm gonna try to run around to the side of like the blimp, I guess, or like wherever the hole was that I threw my knife into.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of look for anybody alive or functionally conscious.
You go over to the side of this flaming wreckage. You see that there are a number of automata and these burned military outfits that are completely just dismembered, destroyed, broken in pieces. You see there is one person in this plating. They're lifting themselves up. Their clothes around the plating armor have been completely singed away as they're shaking their head.
Is Weary? Did I see Weary go up there? No, I didn't.
Weary? No, you didn't see Weary in this wreckage.
I didn't. Okay. I'm gonna leave it and keep trying to find anyone, and just kind of like take stock of which of my allies is still functional, I guess is the best way to put it.
You do see Glyph and Kratok up top on the wall. The reason you don't see Weary is currently on their back on the wall, just kind of taking a minute, which is fair.
Yeah.
You do see TK screaming, riding this creature's own hand into its face.
Yeah, so I think after I make sure none of us are in the blimp, I'm gonna turn around and with my flame blade just attack the thing TK is on, the dragon hybrid thing.
So you're gonna go up on the wall and try to like jump up and get at it?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me either an athletics or an acrobatics.
We'll do acro for a 22.
Nice. So you are parkouring your way up there. Up one ledge, up another, until you're on this wall. You're not far away from where Kratok is crafting this blade. This energy is pulsing out. This energy hits into you, and you feel this jumpstart through you as you have a very strong connection to the divine. And you're just, all this energy going through you, you just feel just wired, and you jump up as this creature is swooping downward. And you land on like the crook of its arm. You have this giant flaming blade as you start attacking at this creature. Roll me an attack, and let's see what you do.
And that's gonna be a nat 20.
Nice. So
so that's 3d6.
So roll your normal damage, and the first set is going to be completely maxed out because that's how we do criticals, and then you're rolling the second set because a critical should always do more damage than a regular attack.
Yes. Okay. So that's 18 plus the 3 that I have here. So 18 plus another 12 is math. 30. And then I got, thank you, Jason. And then I got a 5 as well on that. So 35.
You are hacking at this creature's arm, the very arm that TK, like the hand that TK is riding. So its arm starts weakening because you're stabbing and slicing its bicep. You're just cauterizing the wounds instantly, so it can't just heal over. And so then it's losing strength on an arm, which means TK, you have more free range to push that hand up. And so, Alora, you're just hacking away wide-eyed. TK's just screaming, pushing it. This creature's other hand is trying to force it away as it's just flying wildly. Weary, you cough up a bit of blood, and you start rising up a little bit.
All right. Okay. And I kind of steady myself a little bit and hold on to like some of the stonework of the wall, and my ears are ringing, and I look over with a, like, like not even like a normal smile anymore, just like full like, when I see that the blimp is like fallen on it, like the balloon exploded and the ship has fallen on its side. And I look around and look to see what else I can throw a wrench into, because at this point I don't know where Pesca and the chainsaw is. I'm out of spell slots. I'm a little on fire, but that's mostly gone now. And the fake mask I had on is shattered, but it did help me avoid a head injury, so that was cool.
Looking up, you can see Varkoshka now sitting up, looking over, creening where. I was about to say a different name. Creening where you see Kratok. And so this hammer is coming down, hitting this blade, this energy is pulsing out. You watch Alora jump and start hacking at this arm, and you do see to the north there are these forces that are now coming into town and are immediately being met with the true Chaos's horde as they're just cutting through, and you do see a number of cleansers there as they're just ripping these creatures apart as the magic has no effect on them.
They made it. And Weary starts crying. But it's just like a few tears, because at this point, like, if Weary stops, it's all over. The adrenaline goes away and Weary just like lays down and starts crying more. So I go over to I limp over to Kratok, I guess. I still have like the like dragony vibes going on because of the combination of magical imbibements I have taken. But I still look like Weary. I just look like slightly more dragony Weary as I get closer. Do the energy waves like push me back?
They don't push you back. They just like ripple into you, and you just feel this the best way is like smoldering anger is the best feeling of what this currently is. And Kratok, you could just hear,
"This is gonna be so sweet. Yeah, keep hitting that. When you forge this blade, we can cut everything here. You should take on that demigod. We could do it all."
We're just like very lightly puts a hand on Kratok's shoulder, and just like gives like a half-hearted thumbs up and just takes out a jar of acid and a crossbow and like waits for anybody to come close.
As you put your hand on Kratok's shoulder, you see a flash of imagery that Kratok is seeing. As this hammer clangs down, you see this giant steel being. As now they are looking over, there are these people all in these gray robes, and you see a version of Glyph, as well as you see Tiffany Klempfield, camera around her neck, Magitech rifle in her hands, as she's looking over at this giant steely being. And then the image flashes as you kind of take a step back.
Don't have time to unpack that. But hey, it's not weird simulation goblin from the mushrooms, so that's a relief.
Not quite.
Okay. And I look around. I go, shut up, mushrooms. And yeah, no, I have my back to Kratok, and I'm just waiting for any like Dwarvens and like trying to shoo them away.
A few of them are,
and I'm rallying. Yeah. Okay, so I'll throw an acid splash at them to see if I can slow them down.
And soldiers know when something large and important is happening when giant energy waves are coming from it. So you see they are starting to come your way and trying to help out. There are not a lot of soldiers left. Greenest is not doing well. they're kind of creating this semicircle.
Yeah. I do hit two of the Dwarven. Well, if they fail their deck save, the two of the Dwarvens will take 6 acid damage.
So your acid is splashing out. Some of them are jumping out of the way. Some of them are getting hit with it. As you're keeping things at bay for now, as their forces are starting to mount.
All right.
Kratok, I need you to roll me. Roll me a charisma saving throw.
Hey, that's a good one for me. 16.
So you're managing to hold on to your own ego as this power is washing over you. It's overwhelming. This being, this relic that you're holding was clearly this hammer, this creation that this being used, and you're bringing it down, and you're watching the dark blade is fusing more and more to the hilt. The scabbard is lighting up. Darkblade's voice is becoming clearer and clearer to you as this blade is starting to fuse together. You feel very close to getting this done. TK, you are up top riding this hand into a face. Roll me another power check.
That is a 23.
So finally, one last shove, and this hand goes up, piercing through the brain. Its eyes go wide, and then the pupils, it was all black, and they slowly go into tiny pupils, revealing these whites of their eyes. And you see the tentacles are reaching up to you, and they're starting to droop down, and the body starts to reverberate, shaking as it's just convulsing. And so I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
I'm on fire right now. That's 24.
All right, so this body is convulsing as the hand is in its own brain, and it's starting to careen down, and you see this, and you start running towards Allura. Allura is hacking away at this creature's arm. You get through the whole thing, and the arm starts to fall, and TK rushes up to you. So this body is crashing down. What would you two like to do? Do you want to ride the body into the ground, or do you want to try to jump off?
TK is riding it, but I think that should... Are we passing the tower right now?
Yeah, we can say you are. What's left of the tower?
TK's just going to fling Allura onto the tower with brain magic.
Okay.
Oh, see, and here I was just about to grab your ass and just be like, get the fuck. So I think as that happens, yeah. Well, I think as that happens, I'll try to grab onto you and then just clearly not.
What?
Yeah, like I'm like, wait!
Alora, you go sailing backwards, catching yourself as you're skidding on your feet, because TK's using her mind to kind of keep you upright as you're skidding on your feet, and you are not far away from where Kratok, Weary, and Glyph are. And this body comes crashing down into the ground. Creatures go flying, and just TK, you are going to take just some like shock damages, like you're hitting down, slamming onto the creature. It is only 2 points as you feel just like this pressure, and you ride this fallen star spawn into the ground. Kratok, you swing one last time, and as the hammer hits, you suddenly get this flash through your mind. You see that banded mask wearer. They're standing, their robes, their hood is over top. This mask is very clear in this red light that's being illuminated. They're looking out over Greenest from a cliffside as all of this destruction is happening. They look over, like directly making eye contact with you, Kratok, and you hear,
"You're almost done."
And then you flash back as the last hit, and this flash of light, this black, just emanates out, and the Dark Blade is formed.
All right, I don't care who picks me up. Let's just do something.
Yes. Can you repeat what was said in like that voice?
Oh,
It was
sure,
hard to
sorry.
make out what you said.
They just say, "You're almost done."
Oh, okay. Kratok kind of looks around at the other four to see if anyone like really wants to pick up the blade.
Has
Has
anyone want
Glyph
to
been
pick it up?
wrestling with themselves this whole time?
You have managed to finally secure the update, so you are once more in control.
Okay, I kind of shake free.
Now all of
Oh.
you can hear this voice going through your heads.
Do you feel it? Do you feel the darkness inside you? Can you tell? Oh, wow, this is dark. I really want to mess some stuff up right now. If that was a yes, pick me up. We're meant to be. Let's destroy things.
I know TK's nowhere near them right now, which is very good. Because if she is hearing this voice, she wants that so bad.
You feel an itching on your palm. You're like, I want to hold something.
Well, if none of the others go running for it, Kratok is going to go reach for the handle and pick up the blade.
You hold this sword, and it drops you down to one knee. The power coming from this is immense. The scabbard just like it rattles and flings up to your free hand as your other hand is holding shakily onto this blade. You all see as this dark energy is flowing around Kratok. Kratok's eyes have become completely black. Kratok, you're managing to hold on to who you are, but it's a lot. There is a lot of power going on here.
So Kratok lifts the blade above his head and very dramatically looking around at the various enemies or perceived enemies, because he's away for part of this. He says, "I am the one darker than night. I am the one who will take away your light. I am Loch Realta's chosen son, and by my might you will be undone."
I'm seriously crying right now. That was sweet.
I learned from the best.
So the three of you are there near Darkblade Kratok. What do you want to do? The hordes are pushing in. They're like bursting through. Now there are very few soldiers defending the area. The area is quickly getting overwhelmed.
Quick question, Lucas. When we talked about what the Darkblade can do for our cult-related major quest situation, we know that they're here for the Great Tree, and if they succeed on taking Greenest, they'll get like something from the great, like the mask, I think it was. Like, there's a mask or something hidden in the great tree, and they're going to get it if they succeed here. Could we use the dark blade to break the cybernetic mask, like right now?
You have been informed this is one of the items that could destroy one of those masks.
Oh, is it 1 for 1? Does it break afterwards? I don't like that phrasing.
No.
Okay.
No, just this is a weapon that can be used to destroy a mask.
Okay.
There are a few that exist in
yeah.
the world. There is a counterpart to the Dark Blade known as the Bright Blade. There are special cannons in the Foundry of Steel. There are the hearts of the Walking Cities and the Golden Bazaar. There's a lot of different items you can use.
So the question is, do we break the cybernetic mask now and risk them getting away with the wooden one? Or do we go and try to reach the wooden mask and break that one and then just deal with the cybernetic one later?
I was under the impression that they were coming here specifically to get the Dark Blade to stop this. So I was gonna say, we smash the mask.
And we can just go to the tree after and smash that one too, hopefully.
Yeah, that's not here. That's on a mountain somewhere.
I thought it was close to Greenest. Like that was the whole.
No,
or did I get that wrong? Geography's hard.
It's quite a ways away.
Oh, okay. I thought that Greenest was called Greenest because there was like big tree was right next to it.
Greenest got its name because it was kind of like a diplomatic placing of a town between the Arcanium and the Enclave of Terra, which is very inclined with like Fey culture.
Okay. Right, it's all clicking now. They were here to get the Darkblade stuff. They were here to retrieve something and then go to the Great Tree. I combined the two because we talked to that NPC a long time ago. Yeah, let's break the mask.
Glyph will, seeing the Dark Blade and not remembering it being that cool when they used it, I run to the battlements and I see TK down there, and I yell, "TK, the sword is complete!"
PK is in a battle rage. She is currently fighting her way to Varkashka.
Glyph sees that. It's like, oh dear. I don't think she could hear me.
Is TK the one with the mask?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I forgot that. Okay.
It's in the lead-lined bag.
Right. Okay. So, wow. You four are standing there. Kratok has this just aura of darkness around him. And you glance over and you see this figure emerging out of the burning hall. This, like, they shatter the wood out from around them. They hold out their arm as they're wearing this interlocking plate armor, this visor down. Their arm, like, slowly adjusts, and these small little hand cannons appear around their wrist as they're aiming them up. And you can hear through this walkie-talkie that they have.
Chambers, I'm done with you. You're fired.
Everyone roll me a dexterity saving throw. Kratok, you get advantage.
I'm assuming this doesn't include me.
No, not TK.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I got a natural 20 on one of
I also got a natural 20!
I'm gonna take an inspiration because I got an 11.
I would suggest doing so.
Oh, that's somehow worse. I got an 11, y'all. This Weir's out.
Alora?
Potions.
We are not that inspired today.
You could fix that, Kratok.
Yeah,
Good
it's
game.
fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
How am I doing, Lucas?
Well, we'll see in a second. Alora, what did you get?
Got a 16.
Okay. So, Weary, it's been a day. And this is not the highlight of the day, as you look over. Kritok is holding onto this blade. This hammer is down on the ground. As you look over, this woman yells that Chambers is fired. You take a moment going, how was she alive? And then the blast just fires out. And it's these just a rainbow of beams firing towards you as just this eruption happens right at the side of this wall that you're all on. So everyone takes who passed. So that is everybody aside from Weary. You all take. All right. You all take 13 points of damage. Weary, you are taking 26 at the moment.
Pass or fail, I would have been down. So
okay,
I'm out.
So you all go flying. The bricks of this wall are crushing Dwarvens and just cultists alike. It clears this area. Already there was an area somewhat cleared from TK bringing down this bar spawn with Alora. And you all are landing. It hurts like mad. And you all just watch Weary kind of ragdoll and just like kind of tumble a little bit before landing right near the star spawn.
And all of my spell effects are no longer active because I am unconscious.
TK, you're in just this blood rage. Just roll me 3 attack rolls.
I guess I could be using my spear right now. So that is a 21. A 23. And that last one is a 7.
So you are just slicing through these creatures. There are a few that are giving you a hell of a time as you're feeling the burn in your body. You take, you no longer have track of your HP because you are gone. And
yeah,
you're
no,
just
she's
getting
fucked up though.
You are sliced, attacked, ripped at. You are using this spear and dragging yourself forward before this demigod of war and destruction. They're looking down at you. They have no apparent facial features. They have this bone mask. There's steel that is ringing around it. The flames that are wreathing out like hair. This blood that's dripping down as they stare down at you.
TK drops to a knee. Her other leg is still just gushing out blood from this massive hole in it. And she is breathing very hard and slowly looks up to Varkashka. Morgust owes me an arm. Fellstone owes me a life.
And what are you going to do about it?
I aim to collect.
Then do so with a fury unending.
And this hand comes down and grips you, lifts you up. Your little goblin head is just sticking out of this grasp. You feel this burning as this blood is boiling in their hand. They look at you, and your face is getting closer to their mask, and you hear them.
Put my siblings to rest.
And they fling you. So you have these burns on your armor, on your skin. You are utterly destroyed. You come sailing ragdoll. You hit into this star spawn, hit again on it, land down near an unconscious Weary, You don't know how you're conscious, but you are. But when all of you look over at both Weary and TK, it's bad. It's very, very bad.
Glyph saw all of that happen, and saw Weary get blasted, and just saw TK get thrown, and they just make that like robotic yell, and I'm gonna throw. Well, the first dagger I throw, and then I'll see if that one hits. Right at Lady Bywood. For a 19.
Okay. That's a miss.
Okay. That's a miss?
That's a miss.
Oh. Yikes. Okay. I throw with that one, and I miss, and I'm so angry that I twist my other hand, and my other dagger comes out of my arm. And I will try again, because I want to stab her very bad. Okay, that's much better. 23?
So your first one, you throw it, she catches it, snaps it with her fingers, and you extend the other one, and she goes to stop this dagger, but it just slips through too quick and stabs into her. You hear a grunt as she looks down at it. A little bit of blood is starting to flow out.
Okay, she's gonna take 8 damage. Am I within 5 feet of a friend?
Yes.
Okay. And she takes 8 plus 2, so it's 10. And then I'm going to declare that a trick shot. She has to beat 8. She has to beat oh my gosh, math, sorry. Like a 16 DC, or her gun will be disabled.
She beats the DC as you stab into her, and she looks at it and looks up.
You just don't know when to quit.
I guess I learned that from you.
So, Alora and Kratok, what do you want to do? As you see, there's just a blood TK, and there's a burned Weary.
So Kratok is going to use like that strap that was made for the hammer. He's going to put the dark blade on his back, but kind of so it's like pointing forward. And he's going to fly top speed into Lady Bywood to impale her with the dark blade.
Okay. Roll me an attack, a melee attack with advantage, and take 10 points of damage.
Okay.
Psychic damage.
So that is a 23 to hit.
That's a hit. So you are rolling 2d10 and 2d6, and you're adding 5.
All right. Yeah, I realize my defense.
Randos. It's coming up near the end.
Okay, so that'll be 10 plus 8 is 18, plus another 5 is 23, and then what was that, another 5, you said?
Yeah.
28 damage.
Your sword is coming down. She puts up an arm to stop it, and you slice right through that arm, cutting it off, and then cutting into her, blasting her back, as she hits into a portion of the wall, grunting. This blood starts flowing, and then quickly the armor seals up over it.
You have the dark blade? You stupid bird.
And the 10 points of damage, you just feel It's like a backlash, almost like a kickback from a gun. It's just this blast through you, using just such a powerful weapon.
This is what we're doing. We're bringing down an organization. Going back to my roots. I love it.
Alora, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna baseball bat this bitch off the wall.
All right.
So I'm very angry at the fact that like both of my friends are hurt and she just keeps insulting everyone. For a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
And that is D21. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're gonna baseball bat her. Okay. So that's a. Speaking of finding the dice would be faster, it was not for me. Where'd it go? You're not that. You are.
Get into some Office Space territory.
For a 10.
So you come round and you hit her like they hit the printer in Office Space. You're just bringing on this rage, this pain, this frustration. All of you are just hitting down onto Lady Bywood. And she is adjusting herself. She raises up her other good arm and it like this staff just hits down. You club down. And she lifts herself back up. This blade forms out of the arm as the cannon goes back into the wrist. And she looks at all of you.
I've been wanting to do this for far too long.
Alrighty. Kritok, Alora, what is your AC?
14.
So I'm trying to make sure my game's correct. There we go. A 16.
Alright. I guess the question should be, Kritok, Alora, what is your HP?
I am at 15 right now.
Okay.
So,
Alright. So, this blade shoots out of the arm. It stabs right into Kritok's ribcage and peeks out right in the upper area. Kritok, you're lifted up, your eyes go wide, and pulled out, and the dark blade goes, shit! As it tumbles down onto the ground. This dark aura just evaporates from around you as you feel yourself falling backwards. She turns around and slashes this blade, and it cuts right across you, Alora, and you just feel this shock of energy as it just like bursts. This kinetic force just pushes you backwards as you hit down onto the ground, wheezing. Alora, you are at 2 HP. Kritok, you are at 0.
real quick, just because I do have this as part of my circle, I do have my reaction.
Some thorns?
Yeah, some thorns. So we're gonna slice that bitch. And I rolled for it just for funsies, and I had gotten 4, and then my wisdom modifier is 3, so 7.
So these thorns shoot out, stabbing through some weak points in the plate. As just more of this blood starts gushing out, and immediately the plate closes in each of these points. But you can see she's very staggered. She's holding herself up. She has one good arm, and she's looking at all of you. Glyph, you are still operational. TK, you're conscious, but this body won't move.
I see what she has done to my friends. I want to... I don't know if I can... Is drinking a potion a free action?
Yes.
Okay. I quickly uncork the potion and throw it over myself to repair a bit. And those were standard. That I don't have written down. Great. Did anyone write those down?
It's 2d4 plus 5.
Okay, great. 2d4 plus 5. Okay,
I was going to ask when I roll death
Okay.
saving throws, Lucas, just while this is... I just need to know.
Yes, I will get you to do that just after this.
All right,
Yes,
sounds-
but I want to run up. I want to pull the dark blade away from Kratok, and I'm going to attack her.
With the Dark
With it.
Blade. Okay.
Yes.
Real quick,
So-
where am I in relation to this? Like, can I see this happening?
Oh yeah, you can see the whole thing. You see
Okay.
that you're kind of like laying there with Weary behind you. You can see Weary is looking just horrific, and your body, you're seeing like bones are popping out, and like you're twisted a few different ways. There's burn marks on you, and you are just watching. You see Kratok laying there on the ground. Alora got knocked back, but still conscious, and Glyph is charging forward. So Glyph, what did you get?
What's the attack bonus for the Dark Blade?
Just roll your normal melee, but do it with advantage.
Ah, cool. Cool. 24.
Awesome. Take 10 points of damage while you're using it.
Okay. That's just what I got back from my potion.
So
Glad I did
2d10,
that.
2d6, add 5.
And 10 plus 17. 22. Can I get sneak attack bonus?
Yes.
Probably. Okay.
Dark Blade's
Two.
angsty enough to allow sneak attack.
25.
All right, so you cut right into Lady Bywood's side. This blood is gushing out and seals up. You think she's looking pretty rough. She staggers. You can't see her face through the visor as you're holding on to this blade. And you feel the ripple of force as your joints and everything are screaming. The damage that had been repaired had just been undone. TK, you're back watching all of this, and you hear footsteps beside you over the sounds of battle and screaming.
Well, Tiffany. Seems like you've made a few friends here.
Fuck off.
Very well. I shall leave you to your fate. But not without a trophy, I presume. Time for that camera, which I know is obviously in this bag you hold so dear. What the shit? This isn't a camera. What is this?
And this large troll pulls out this mask as this hulking humanoid figure of Chip comes around this far spawn, and you hear the roaring of chainsaws. Oh yeah! A bone saw.
What the hell is this? This isn't a camera. What the shit?
The family heirloom. Glyph, get down here right now!
All right. So, Glyph, bullet time. Alora,
Yes.
bullet time. You two have one action you can do as you see this troll's eyes are starting to glaze over.
Do you want to go first, Laura? No? Okay. I want to run. I pull the sword out of Lady Bywood. And I turn and see this happening. I want to run and just like Game of Thrones leap with the sword and try to cut the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like it. Alora,
Okay.
what would you like to do?
Buttons are difficult. How far away from everything am I?
You're about 20 feet away from this troll, so not too far. And
Wunderbar.
you're maybe 10 feet away from Lady Bywood.
I'm gonna kind of just hold them all in place. Just because it's kind of like, no, you stay kind of moment, and with that cast entangle, so it holds them just both of them in place, and then the creature in the area needs to make a strength saving throw.
So the troll is rolling with disadvantage as they're very just immersed in what this mask is saying. And so these vines immediately tangle up around the troll, but Chip and Bonesaw just start ripping at these plants, sawing at them, going,
Oh, yeah, you think you can hold Bonesaw? Not today. Not like last time.
as my voice is still able to do that. And Glyph, roll me an attack with advantage. You are taking 10 points of psychic damage, plus additional damage, but do that attack first.
That's a 21.
All right, that's a hit.
Okay.
I take it you're hitting the mask or the troll? Are you hitting like the arm of the troll, trying to hit the mask,
I'm
stab him through the
chopping
troll?
the mask.
All right.
And then while that's also going on, after I've done Entangle, I'm kind of just like, not quite sweeping, but it's like a sweeping action of just kind of like kicking up pebbles. I'm going to cast Magic Stone again and just kind of baseball bat the pebbles at Bonesaw's face.
Oh, no.
Leave my friends alone! Like, I'm just not having it.
These rocks are going flying. Glyph, you're going flying. This blade is coming down. You all watch at, like, I guess not all of you. Some of you watch as this blade is coming down, and Lady Bywood slices out as you're leaping forward. This blade cuts through Glyph's inner area. As you're watching, there are strange sparks starting to erupt from this inside as the blade comes through the other side, and Lady Bywood staggers a little bit. You go flying towards this blade, half of you, Glyph, as you bring the sword through the mask. It slices, and the mask is fine at first, and then pushes up a little bit like that. Alora, your hand suddenly hurts as you feel a being screaming in your head. The mask cracks as you hit the ground, Glyph, and you look back at the other part of you hitting the ground, and it starts building up, and it ripples outward. Everything is white. Everything is gone. You are feeling immense pain. Alora, you are consumed by this blast. Everyone is going flying and sailing. All of you make me Constitution saving throws.
I got a 12.
2 inspo in the pot. I got an 18.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Do I have to? But I'm unconscious.
You're still making it at this moment.
So I would fail. So that would be 2 death saving throws.
Oh,
That'd be
this
a
isn't a
23.
death saving throw at the moment. This is
Oh,
something
so if
else.
I take damage, it is 2. Okay, cool. Should I roll my death saving while I'm at it, since I'm already here?
Yeah, roll 2 of them.
Sure. I don't like that. That's a 1.
Inspo works on death saving rolls too.
It does, doesn't it? Very
Yes.
cool. Let's do that.
Watch as Ian's voice just gets higher and higher.
Fine. My con save was a 19. My death save was again an 8 with inspiration. So just 1 failure. Wait, you said 2 death saves? Let me do my second one and scream a little inside.
But I guess I'd also make 2, right?
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
one
Oh, no,
success.
Kratok, you're at 0, so technically you're not dying.
Alright.
You just got knocked out.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm at 1 failure, 1 success, and I succeeded the con saving throw.
All right, so Alora, what did you get for the Constitution saving throw?
I got a 19.
Glyph?
All the mute buttons.
I got an 18.
TK?
23.
Kratok?
12.
So this blast echoes out. A few of you, you're opening up your eyes. Kratok, your vision is blurry. Can't see a whole lot. Weary, you and Alora, you can see a bit more. You can make out more shapes and figures. Glyph and TK, you very much can see what's going on. The whole area is decimated. It's a crater. You look over. Kratok is up, pushed back. Pieces of rebar are pushed through different parts of Kratok. Wings spread out like that of an angel. You see Weary is completely burned. You see that one of their horns is snapped. Their clothes are in tatters. You see Alora is missing a leg and is flung back and just crushed under a piece of rubble. You look down at yourself, Glyph. You're missing one of your arms. You're just a torso, a head, and an arm. You see that TK is at all sorts of angles that shouldn't be. And your eyes are all open as you're looking and gasping. Stepping over these bodies, these burned corpses, the remnants of a star spawn, is a being with a banded mask. They walk past the dark blade that's sitting, flames spurting, challenges being yelled at this being. They walk over to a hammer, one side smiling, one side laughing, one side screaming. They pick up the hammer and you hear a sizzle coming from their hands. They look at all of you. Couldn't get this. Not till you used it. Thank you, Randos. We finally can turn the war. And they walk away as your vision turns to darkness. And that's our finale.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Did y'all have fun?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Like final score. What are we looking
No.
at? Like, how do you think we did?
You did really well. You really fucked up Lady Bywood. I did not expect that at all. you just
angry.
went to town.
I made a meme specifically to honor the occasion.
Lady
Okay.
Bywood is like 12 kinds of bullshit.
She's the worst. I didn't even get to yell at her.
Mm-hmm.
You all kept thinking that she's just a stupid CEO. But she's a
Yeah.
stupid CEO with a lot of money.
Oh, she's the,
she gets to
she's
She
buy-
doesn't buy you player
Batman.
levels.
She's like Batman. That sucks.
Yeah. I didn't expect you to fight Lady Bywood head on head, but I'm glad you did, because you removed an arm and
Yeah.
really messed her up.
Yeah. So
did
like
this go the way you all thought it would go?
Yes.
No.
If you follow me on Twitter, I've been calling it all damn day.
Mac has.
I'm like, we're gonna die. Something's gonna go wrong. We're gonna die. There's gonna be some
Nah.
shit that is
No,
eating
no, no,
me
no,
or
no.
dead.
because I lost a little bit of audio because my headphones were acting up. There was explosion and there was lead up to explosion. What did we do to trigger the explosion? They, like, hit
Slice the
the mask,
mask. You cut the
Okay,
mask
so that
in half.
broke.
We sliced the mask, and
Okay.
Lady Bywood cut Glyph in half, and Glyph has a nuke
Okay.
inside them.
Oh, right, that tracks. Okay, so we got the
Yep.
mask. Okay. Well, that's 1 out of 5.
1 out of
5.
5.
This is an
Pretty
absolute
good.
win.
We're gonna be.
Yeah.
We deserve the beach episode after this at the start.
Yeah,
of
the
season
beach episode
You know what?
is hell. Where
Can I
we're gonna
find
go
my
back-
leg first?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Get a
you
new
have
leg.
a beach leg. Yeah, girl.
No, people lose limbs all the time. It's fine.
fine,
You'll
it's
get
fine.
a tree leg.
Yeah,
That's true.
Ooh.
we'll
That's
come back
true.
stronger.
Man,
Tree legs.
very cool.
You can't come back here ever again.
Yep, sorry, Weary, bye.
Yeah, where he's fucking dead.
I I wanted to make when we were originally coming up with this campaign, I asked the players, do we want to have everyone kind of like start off knowing one another, or do you want to meet up? And everyone's like, well, let's meet up. It'll be more organic that way. I was like, cool, because originally Greenus is supposed to be the first chapter of this story, and so it really changed things up and allowed me to use Greenest as like this ultimate season finale, because it is a giant war. You come here at like level 1 going like, we can't do anything, like just running away from a war. So it actually worked well. Oh, you all level up, by the way.
Oh, I would hope so.
Wait, but we're dead. What's
So
You're dead. I have 2 health and no
cliffhanger,
leg.
like it pans over and we all open our eyes, or
We'll have to see.
okay.
Oh, what? All right, I'm gonna human. You know when you're dead already.
Posthumous?
I'm gonna posthumously level myself up as a treat.
Most humorously.
There could be a tree growing out of you. You would be a good tree.
That's true.
for it now.
Everyone's a tree
I just
beach
wake up in the-
episode.
Everybody is a tree
tube.
now.
No, I wake up in the tube and TK's right.
Oh no!
TK
I
is
found
right.
you.
We are all in tubes. This isn't real.
What a
Like,
twist!
They tell us we
Pirate
failed.
campaign.
Yeah, they tell us we failed simulation number 73 again, and we're like, ah, damn it.
Yeah, try
This is some
again.
good place bullshit.
Ah,
Woo.
beans.
I assure you,
beans.
you're not in a simulation at the moment. You know, that's
Don't
who's
like
to
that-
say
that-
simulations
Unless we
can't
are.
happen.
Don't like that pause, that in the moment.
Oh, this worked well. I am very happy with how this turns out, everyone. It couldn't have gone better. I am very impressed with the Darkblade rhyme, the poem. That made me happy hearing that. Everyone, so just for the listeners to know, we are not going to be airing anything on the 24th, but there is going to be a 3-part special where we're having a number of guests come in to play a fantasy western horror. So we're going to have some guests come in, play through a 3-shot, I guess, and they're going to be uncovering a part of what's really going to be going down for season 2. So that'll be August 31st, the 7th, and the 14th. So those days will be there, and then you'll have the randos back at again, opening up their eyes on the 21st because they need some rest. I just blew them up. So, you know, they need to get better. Sleep off the explosion, as you do. I hope you all enjoyed this season finale. I saw someone say that I dream up anime moments for these things. You're not wrong. I just finished Shaman King. I had to have explosions and giant swords.
I've been watching that. Yeah, it's fun.
It's been
a fun time.
So, the guests we're gonna have come in, we have Sade and Cassie coming in from the lovely Craftians for the Western, as well as Leanne and Dre from, Bad Heroes. They're going to be coming in, and so we have these 2 from each group that are going to be playing a lot of gunslinging Western fantasy creatures. So be sure to join for that. Let's go around the table and give any kind of recommendation where we can find you. Got anything cool going on? So my tired self will start. You can find me at Ballad of the 7 Dice Twitter, at Ballad7Dice. We have an Instagram, Facebook. Check out our social media stuffs. We got a Patreon audio drama with super fun choose your own adventure kind of thing going on where we're sending 4CK to go hang out with undead and oozes and elves, oh my. And we also have, there's a podcast for Ballad of the 7 Dice, and yesterday was just the 2nd episode of The Lost Tower of Ambrosia. So if you want to hear people send in on-the-spot made characters to go suffer inside a dungeon and probably die, like the 3 that went before, then by all means check out that. I will hand it off to Weary. Ian.
Hey everybody, I'm closer to the microphone because middle of a very impactful moment in this campaign where a mask was sliced in half, my audio cut out on these headphones. So I'm charging them now. I would like to recommend the Are We Dead Yet podcast because we're down to the final stretch of the road to WrestleMania, which has been an ongoing fantasy wrestling themed mini campaign that I ran for the good folks over at that podcast. I would also like to shout out my the crew here, because by golly, I'm delighted to have met you all and played a D&D game with you all, because it's been the most fun I've had in D&D in a very long time, and I'm very excited to have been a part of this. So yeah, I have the thing I'm in, the thing I'm also in, and then I'm also working on starting up my own podcast at some point, which it is themed around like young demigods. So if you like the comic book series The Wicked and the Divine, or if you like the book series Percy Jackson, there's a lot of those vibes going on in my soon to be released eventually podcast, which is called The Demigods of Seaside Valley. So hopefully there'll be more information on that going forward. I'm looking forward to watching other people suffer at Lucas's hand on Tuesdays instead of being on the receiving end. So thank you so much, everyone.
Meg.
Hey, I am Meg. You can find me on Twitter at Narnia's Pants, where right now I'm talking about my students punching me. In my student's defense, we're pretty sure he's autistic, and that's kind of what led to everything. So fun times at learning how to emotionally navigate your students. I am a music educator here in Texas with kids that are severely underprivileged. So if you want to help me out in funding my music classroom, because we all know educators don't get paid shit, and our classroom budgets are abysmal. I have to split $200 between 5 people. It's not easy. So help me out with helping my kids out. I'm working on getting stuff for our social emotional learning processes and stuff. Discovering that a fidget cube actually worked really well with one of my students has been the highlight of today, because yikes, this is a margarita. So yeah, you can find all of my stuff on Twitter. I have a link tree in my bio, and you're more than welcome to help me out in many of those ways. The current project I need to bump up on the wish list is getting pocket folders for the kids, because I do want to start little portfolios so they can show their parents and have a whole moment and blah. I also want to second Ian's appreciation. I had kind of stepped out of the TTRPG scene for a while, found Lucas's going, hey, and was like, hi. So I'm very glad that I did that and said hi and hopped in and got to meet all of these lovely people and everybody in chat. You've been hilarious. I love it. Thank you for encouraging the chaos that we all are. I don't have any other projects currently. I am always looking for them, Ian. And yeah, follow me on Twitter for more chaos where I'm scrolling about my students or random TTRPG folks.
Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess. My character just got more trauma, so that's great. Thank you everyone for coming out for the finale and for supporting the show. I also want to give a shout out to this team. It's been so much fun. You're all very creative and amazing. Yeah, I don't have Twitter. I have an art Instagram, art_fantastical, which is just a lot of Rise memes and Rise art and character art, with more coming. So I hope we're not dead. And yeah, I just want to shout out Ballad of the Seven Dice, the show, the podcast, and our Patreon. There's so much fun extra goodies. The extra audio dramas that are set in Loch Realta are so much fun, and they tie into Rise, and it's just a great little extra thing that you could enjoy for a small amount of money. So I hope you'll keep supporting us and come see us in season 2.
Eve.
Yeah, yep, I will, was that quadruple agree, quintuple agree, whatever. Everyone here is an absolute blast, and I am loving it. So I'm very excited. I cannot wait for us to all get back to it. Because, yeah, I want to know where our crumpled up full body cast corpses are lying when we come back. Other than that, this Friday I'm hoping to get back to streaming with a little Void Train. which is a game where you build a train and fly it through the void. So it's fun. Yeah, that's about all I got.
Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason _42 here and on Twitter. I will quintuple agree. Well, I don't know. Is Lucas? We're sextuple agree. Okay, we're at 6 people. I'm sure Lucas agrees. This has been pretty solid. Great first season, everyone. Aside from that, I've been doing the Lost Tower of Ambrosia challenge thing that I put together. It's just a collection of the content of all the guests on that show. Link is in the chat. So I powered through the first season of No Mercy. What a gem. Highly recommend it. Or first season. What am I saying? I'm up to date. Season 1, 2, and part of 3 now. And then I've also started Agents of Damned. It's a pretty good show. I wrote down a couple little notes here. So they have the 3 characters are Safe, an ever chipper tiefling rogue who's cursed, Wintera, a shape-shifting bear druid, and the good doctor Arlo. And a couple of my favorite moments so far have been sexual innuendo nunchucks and Sweetie Puffer boys. So if that sounds like something you're into, I'd recommend checking out that show. Anyways, thanks for coming out and watching, everyone, and catch you next season.
As my throat is dying, because I yell too much on this podcast and make weird voices, I'm going to add my email onto this email chain going around the office and just say this crew is absolutely amazing. If you have any shows, any podcasts, any cool things going on, invite this crew on. They're so good. These people are so creative. I throw situations at them. I'm like, this is probably going to go pretty bad. And they're like, screw that, arson. And they find very creative ways to throw wrenches in and make this story 10 times better than what I wrote. I am absolutely thrilled to be playing with all of you. And I am so excited to see what we'll bring about in the next season. Thank you all for joining us. I can't wait to see you all